Love is very important when it comes to marriage. I wouldn't advise that you marry someone you do not love. And note, the love should be very mutual because I get questions like, Auntie, who should I marry? A man I love or a man who loves me? As I said, love is important, and so you have to marry someone you love and someone who also love you. Love is a feeling and it keeps the vibe, it keeps the relationship going. But note, love alone is not enough when it comes to marriage. There are other things that are very important that we need to pay attention to. That is why in this video, we want to be talking about five other things that are important, other things that you need to consider. Don't go like, Auntie, but I love him. This relationship is toxic. This guy is not treating you well. This guy is being rude to you. And then you want to marry him because you think you love him. And this love that you think you are feeling now is not enough to keep the marriage going. Marriage is work. And to have a successful marriage doesn't come automatically. You work at it, you put in effort. There are other factors that comes to play. So what are some of these factors? The first one I want to talk about is compatibility. My dear, if you are not compatible with someone, there is no way you can do life with a person. This is life we are talking about. And when we say compatibility, where both of you are able to vibe together, this person should be your friend. You cannot marry someone who is not your friend. You cannot marry someone who you can't even spend a day or two with a person. You are going to spend the rest of your life with the person. What are some of the signs that shows that you guys are not compatible? You are always fighting. Sometimes a third party would have to come in and settle the fight. It is not about, oh, but when we fight, we are able to resolve the fight. Yes, I understand. But are you willing to be fighting for the rest of your life? You are always explaining yourself. You are always trying to prove to the person that you are right or you are wrong. This is a clear sign that you guys are not compatible. As I said, you are always trying to, why did you do this? Why didn't you do that? You should have done that. And then another side that shows that you are not compatible is when you are not able to express yourself. You are not able to communicate to him. You are scared to express yourself. You are scared to ask questions. You are scared that if I ask him, this is what he's going to do or he's going to say. My dear, marriage has to do with communication. We sit down, we talk, we vibe, we concord, we agree, we disagree. But if you are not able to be your, if you are not able to open up and then talk in the relationship, what shows that in the marriage you are going to be able to talk or you are going to be able to open up, and then you are scared around the person, you are not yourself around the person, you are always looking over your shoulder when you are with a person, it's like you are trying to build a wall because you don't want to offend him or you don't want to offend him. My dear, these are signs of incompatibility. And then this person does it. You guys have different views and different perception about life. You think that life should be this way. He also thinks that life should be this way. You are about to do life together. And so if guys are not compatible, how sure are you that you are going to be able to do the life together? So, as I said, love alone is not enough. Compatibility is very important when it comes to relationships and marriage. The second thing is financial stability. You are going to eat in the house. You are going to need other things in the house. You are going to bring up children, and these children, it takes money to take care of them. But they don't be carried away by the but I love him. If you are in a relationship and the man is not financially stable, the woman is not financially stable, my advice is that you wait for the marriage. At least one of you should be working. At least the person should be able to afford a 3 square meal. I'm not saying that the person should be rich. I'm not saying that the person should be able to have his own house or his own car. No. But at least he should be working. This lady said that she went into a marriage with a guy who said, oh, I am waiting for a contract. And that when I get the contract, things will be fine. Meanwhile, he hasn't gotten the contract. And this guy is not financially stable. And so this guy took a loan from the lady to go through the whole marriage process. I said, and he said, when my money comes, I'm going to pay. And for 8 years in the marriage, this guy got the job all right, but he never paid the money. And this lady said, I wanted to get out of this marriage. I wanted to divorce him because the marriage was not working. But I couldn't present my own rings and my own ring because I bought them with my own money. So she waited, found a way to get her money back, and then she presented the items and said, I am not marrying again. Is this something that you want for yourself? one of you should be working. And I always advise ladies that you should also be working. Do not go into marriage if you do not have your own money, my dear. This is not something you want to do. And then the third thing that is very important when it comes to marriage is mutual respect and mutual trust. Yes, the Bible says that wives should be submitted to their husbands, but the Bible also says that the husband should love the wife. If you do not respect me, you can't tell me that you love me. If this man abuses you, insults you, this way, I don't know. You see, women, we thrive when we are compassionate. We thrive when we are loved. We are happy when we are loved. So if you are not loved, if you are not respected, you are not going to be happy in the marriage. And when it comes to intimacy, you cannot put yourself into it, because this man has lowered your self-esteem. This man has insulted you. This man has told you all sorts of things. And then at the end of the day, he comes to you and wants to have sex with you. How are you going to put yourself in the act? How are you going to be able to happy and smile and make this man feel respected yourself? My dear, don't base on but I love him. It takes more than that. These topics are very important to me. And you see, it is best that you learn some of these things so that you are aware before you get into the marriage. Mutual respect, mutual trust is very important. If the trust is broken from the start of the relationship, how are you going to make this marriage work? How? How do you intend to make it work? You know that you do not trust this man. You know that this man does not trust you because you did something, you cheated, you said something, and then he said, "You, I love you, so let's marry." And then after the marriage, you tell him you are visiting your parents, and he says no. You tell him I went out with my friends, and he says no. You tell him my boss wants me to do something, and he says no because he does not trust you. I can't thrive in a situation where I'm not trusted. I can't thrive in a situation where I'm not respected. And because as a woman, you should thrive. As a woman, you should be yourself. As a woman, you should be happy. So, my dear, if there's no trust, if there's no respect in this relationship, well, I wouldn't advise that you go into the marriage. And then another thing that is very important aside love is shared responsibilities. In our Ghanaian culture, it is the man who is supposed to be the head. It is the man who is supposed to have be in charge of the finances, and the woman is supposed to be in charge of the domestic work at home. But modernity, um, education, technology, and other things are making it. We are trying to adapt that. There are situations that both of us can share some of the responsibilities. There are situations that the woman can decide to help when it comes to finances. The man can also decide to help when it comes to domestics, because we believe that now the woman is also working. When those responsibilities came up, women were not our grandmothers and our mothers were mostly not working. They were mostly housewives, and so they were responsible for the domestic chores and taking care of the kids and washing and cooking and all those things. Now, both of us are going to work. Both of us are coming home. Both of us are contributing to the finances of the home. And so it is understandable when we decide that, okay, let's at least share some of these chores. But don't make it so obvious. Don't tell your husband that if you are not doing this, then I'm also not doing that. I have told you, it takes wisdom to sustain a marriage. If you want this man to do something for you, it's about how you say it. So it is about shared responsibility, that he should be able to know, oh, my wife is going through this, my wife is going through that. At least let me also put in the effort to help.